As I'm getting dressed for tonight's event, I catch myself thinking about Javed. He was so helpful earlier today, and so sweet. I never could have gotten through Nisha's list without him, and now there's an ease between us that wasn't there before. Turns out, he's super easy to talk to. I told him about my mom and her matchmaking ways, and about what it was like to grow up in America. He told me about some of his adventures abroad and the societal pressures he faces on a daily basis. He kept his hands to himself as we chatted, but I could see the longing in his eyes. I know he wants me, and I hate that I want him too. When he dropped me off back at the hotel, he ran a hand down my cheek and sighed. "I wish things were different," he said. I didn't know how to respond, so I just left the car without saying anything. But the truth is, I wish things were different too. I wish he weren't engaged, and I wish we really did have a meet cute we could act on. But he's getting married. Nothing can change that, so I need to snap out of this lovesick funk. I give myself a once over in the mirror, and I'm a little taken aback by what I see. Decked out in a hot pink langha and vintage jewels, I feel like $1,000,000. I'm going to need the confidence tonight because I already know it won't be easy to see Javed and Nisha together. But I suck it up, grab my newly fixed camera, and head out for the party. 30 minutes later, I'm at the most coveted rooftop bar in all of Delhi. Javed's parents rented out the entire space for the evening, and it's gorgeous. A golden tile pool shimmers under the moonlight. Bright coral and neon purple flowers spill out of crystal vases. Famous Indian musicians play live music in a corner. It's all so epic and romantic, and then I see Javed. He looks mouth-watering in his traditional Indian garb, and Nisha looks like a goddess on his arm. A waiter walks by with a tray of champagne. I grab a glass and down it in a single gulp. I think tonight is going to be much harder than I anticipated. Ruthie sees me and makes a beeline for me from across the room.
Everything okay, boss?
I hesitate for a moment. Should I tell her what's up? No, there's no time, plus, it's nothing. Nothing is going on with Javed. Yep, let's kick butt like we always do. I down one more glass of champagne, and Ruthie and I mingle through the crowd. I capture some amazing shots of the event, while forcing myself to take photos of the happy couple. I keep trying my best to play it cool, but Javed's gaze follows me all night. He's being so obvious. Why is he doing this to me? To Nisha? I take yet another sip of champagne, but it does nothing to calm my nerves. Needing a moment to myself, I head to a secluded corner of the rooftop to be alone. I lean on the ledge and stare out over the city, taking deep breaths. A few minutes into my solitude, I hear his voice.
Having a good time?
I startle, but then anger fills me hot and fast, and I spin to face him. "What do you want from me, Javed?
I think you know.
Are you actively trying to have affairs, or is this just a special case?" He sighs deeply.
I mean, a lot of men in our peer group do that sort of thing, but
"But what?" Javed looks me straight in the eye. I've never seen him look so intense.
I don't want to do that.
I pause for a moment. I want so badly to believe him, but I genuinely don't understand. He isn't making sense.
Kavya, I swear there's more to this whole thing than meets the eye.
You keep saying that, but I think it's all just smoke and mirrors to get me into bed. Just leave me alone, Javed. I'm not interested. I turn and walk away from him. He calls my name, but I don't stop. I need to shake off this encounter and concentrate on my work. Just then, I hear sniffling off to my right. And when I look over, I see Sophia crying in a corner. Not for the first time, I wonder what's up with her. Maybe she really is in love with Javed. Feeling disgusted that he has probably broken hearts all over town, I find Nisha. Her face is flushed and she's forcing a smile.
Kavya, there you are. I want to take some photos with Javed before the sun goes down.
Javed appears, smoothing down the front of his kurta top. I lift the camera to my face, desperate to hide my forlorn expression. Javed looks straight into the lens and flashes his charming smile. It feels like he's smiling at me. My heart skips a beat. Then Nisha's slender, milky arm moves into the frame. Shiny black hair, giant brown eyes, tiny waist. She's perfect. She wraps her arm around Javed's shoulder and leans in, giggling. Click. They change positions. Now Javed has his arms wrapped around Nisha from behind, pulling her tightly into him. She looks up and back at him and places a hand on his cheek. They kiss. A few whistles from the crowd. Click, click, click. Heat rises to my face. I look down at my camera. I got the perfect shot. They really do look perfect. Guilt and jealousy assault me, and I hate myself for it. I need to get out of here. Without thinking of the ramifications, I turn and run off. Javed and Nisha both call my name, but I don't stop.